Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com. I get regularly asked questions about how to raise your vibration, how to be positive, and people will talk about how it's so hard for them, and it's so much effort, and they just can't seem to do it. They keep having negative thoughts, negative things coming. They wake up feeling negative, and they just can't seem to figure out how to be positive. But when you ask them about what are they doing each and every day, you find that it is a life filled with pollution from the world, the negative, fear-based, anger, sad, whatever that is from the world. They're just taking it in. This is the media, such as the news, which all of it. Now, some people say, well, I only listen to this one channel, or I only watch this one, as if that somehow is a good channel. Listen, they are all, unless I'm sure there's some tiny little microcosm that is a little tiny positive light, but the vast majority of them are rooted in fear and negativity. Now, they may be left-leaning or right-leaning, but the overarching theme is fear and negativity. It doesn't matter which side they're on. This is the confusion people get in. See, the fool thinks that they have to choose between one or the other. The wise person can see both are wrong, that there's a third option, a better option, which is departing from that iniquity altogether, getting rid of that kind of basically pollution and trash. It's polluting your soul. Yes, you're going to have a hard time being positive when you're constantly listening to all the negative things of the world. This also applies to movies, music. The vast majority of that is negative as well. I mentioned where I read about a children's movie, a modern children's movie in the last few years, and the theme in it was a constant repetition of this saying that the world is scary. And people talked about how, oh, but he overcame in the end. But the theme was that the world was scary. And that was what the motive was to teach kids, was to be afraid. And you see this constantly throughout. Now, whether this is purposeful, just pure propaganda, or whether it is because they've also been indoctrinated into the gospel of fear that they believe, that they teach, because they watch the news and they listen to the media and all that stuff. So they're on the same vibrational scale as everything else, so they just fall in line, and that's the kind of stuff they produce because they really believe the world is a scary place. Whether it's propaganda or not doesn't even matter. The point is that it is lowering your vibration. It is negative. Even those supposedly innocent children's movies dramatically lower your vibration. And you're going to have trouble being positive when you're putting that kind of pollution into your heart. This is one of the biggest issues people have. They don't want to give up the media, the video games, the music, the movies, all these things. And they're so devoted to entertainment. They bow the knee to it. They believe deep down in their heart because they've been trained in early childhood to be entertained. And so often parents put them in front of a television, put them in front of a computer, give them a tablet, something to distract them so the parents can have a break from the kids. And the kids get taught about how to be entertained. How to not produce, but how to consume. How to be a consumer. Not someone who is creating and being a producer. And so then when they get into adulthood, it's over from there. Unless they make some real diligent changes, they're in a pattern for the rest of their life of consuming negative, low vibration media, dragging themselves down, keeping themselves down. Even if they have the bright idea of being positive, I'm going to make changes, they still go down that path because that's all they know. And so you're going to have to work at this a little bit. Now, the reason why many people have trouble being positive, as I mentioned, is because of all the negativity they're consuming. You cut that out, you'd be amazed how easy it is to be positive. Now, I'm not saying it's going to always be the easiest, especially when you're first starting, because you're trying to get through those old programs and old patterning that you may have been doing for 20, 30, 40 years. That's all right. If you make some progress every day, that's progress. Don't beat yourself up. Don't get down. Because that's the other thing people do is well, I failed. And they start getting negative about failing and beating themselves up. Instead of saying, well, I've made progress so far. Okay, that wasn't what I wanted to do, but I thought that negative thought. I'm going to correct that and move on. That's all right. Be positive about that. Don't let anything come in and smother your positive, upbeat mindset and your desire, your diligent desire to make a change. But you have to get rid of all the pollution of the world. Now, also can come from people who are polluted by the world, such as co-workers and friends and family who may come in and just trash other people. Now, maybe they're not negative about you, and so you view them as someone positive to be around because they're not beating me up. But if they're talking negatively about other people around you, do you think they're not talking negative about you to other people? They've already proven themselves to be people who talk behind other people's backs, so of course they do. You don't need to be listening to anyone who's talking about negativity. That's not somebody who you want to associate with. Now, if you can, in that situation, change the subject to something positive and good and uplifting, and the other person goes with it, then great. But if that person just can't be unrooted from their negativity, then you must get away from them. They start talking to you, say, oh, how you doing? Have a great day. I got some work to do. And go do some work. Be productive. Be a creator. Be someone who's adding value to the world. Don't stand around listening to them whining about their boss, whining about their neighbor, whining about this, complaining about this. Oh, my wife did this. Oh, my husband did this. Oh, my... And all this negativity. Just be nice, be courteous, be positive, and get out of there. It's not being nice, sitting there, letting trash be dumped into your ears. And this may go for friends and family as well. Now, I'm never one that tells people, oh, you got to dump your friends, you got to dump your family if they're negative. But what you have to do is you have to set up boundaries and explain to them, I'm being positive. If they don't like it, then they can go. They can get rid of you if that's what they want to do. But you have to set up the boundaries and explain to them that you're being positive. You don't want to hear negativity. You want to talk about things that are good and positive and uplifting. And some of them will actually listen. Now, they may challenge you a little bit because they're trying to see if you're real. But you just keep at that and be positive. And if they won't, say, well, I can't listen to this. I already explained this to you. And I hope you have a great day. And then move on. And if they try to talk to you again, and they're more upbeat and positive, you'd be amazed how many people just don't even realize they're being negative. They literally don't. It's not malicious against you. They're not trying to bring you down. They're not trying to talk negativity. It's all they know. So sometimes you being a light will reveal that to them. I've had people who have told this, who have said, well, can you help me with this? I don't even recognize I'm being negative. I just do it. It just comes naturally to me. And of course, if you go through what they're doing each day, it's constant negativity from the music they listen to, the movies they watch, the TV, the news, all this stuff that they need to get rid of is polluting them. And so consequently, they're going out and polluting other people. And it's just an endless cycle. It's almost like a virus where it spreads from person to person very easily. Just the moment's notice of a word of negativity and the other person's infected now. If they're not on guard, if they don't have their shields up. And so this is one of the biggest things. If you want to be positive, you want to really raise your vibration to high positive levels, you have to make the decision today and do it and act it in your life of getting rid of the negative, polluting influences in your life. This could be books you read, magazines, media, videos, social media, the news, of course, music, movies, video games. If there's anything else I haven't mentioned that falls in that category and something that's bringing you down, add that to the list. And you got a remedy in your heart today that you are going to focus on things that are positive. You're not going to pay lip service to it, but you're going to actually do it. And part of that is to get rid of the negative influences. And when you do that, you'll notice how much easier it is for you to be positive, how much easier it is for you to be in a high vibrational state. And consequently, you'll have a better life. The things you want that you've been believing God for will start coming into your life with rapidity. If you'll be diligent about this, you will start to see your vibration raise and you'll start to see your life change. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.